Oh, this is hard. I'm trying really hard not to be perfect right now on video. I don't know what to say, but I have everything to say. You know what I mean? I have my whole heart to give. And I have closed it off for such a long time. Such a very, very long time. I like feel it in my chest. I feel it so deeply. I was never meant to be alone. I was never meant to sit in silence and go through it alone. I'm not actually alone though, but it's felt so heavy. It has felt so painful. I want to say like that I had someone to speak to, I almost said like I had one person to talk to, but that just sounded kind of douchey, to be honest, because even having one person you can depend on in this world is enough. And you can hear him in the background, he's like screaming. He's the most powerful generator I've ever met in my entire life. He is my heart, he is my companion, he is my shoulder to cry on. And even through all of that, I still at times felt so empty, because I'm just someone that like needs companionship and like girlfriends and people to talk to. So when it makes me laugh. He's singing right now. He's so talented. He really truly makes me laugh. Sorry, that was sneeze. It's a habit I'm trying to get rid of. I just put that in the nature. Whoops. That's also not something you should be doing. My team was like, what you doing? Oh, now I can't even find it. Oh snap. It's alright. I'm gonna build a bonfire pit here and I'll find it then. Yeah, like look at this beauty that's surrounding me right now. I just feel so grateful to be somewhere finally that I feel that I can even do this. I've put on an act a long time. I've put on a show of I'm a warrior, I can do this, I can stand on my own, you're not alone, I'm not alone, and blah blah blah. Like, it doesn't mean that I'm not human. It doesn't mean that I don't feel sorrow, I don't feel strife, I don't feel loneliness, I don't feel emptiness, I don't feel that hollow void when I'm diving into the rabbit hole and trying to find the answers. I'm just an answer freaking seeker. Like, even when I have the answer intuitively, I still like dig and dig and dig. I look through books, I look through the internet, and it's just like, it's my one Achilles heel, my kryptonite. Like, it's not something I should be doing at all. I mean, there's time and place for all those things, and I want you guys to know that, like, if you're someone that does that, looks for answers when you just know it already, like, you know the answers, and you know that, like, if you take the time to meditate and you think about things in a calm, meditative, peaceful state, and you trust your dreams and you trust your time of healing and reprogramming, that's when everything comes to the surface. And I know this well. Like I said, I haven't had friends or companionship other than my loving boyfriend for 4 or 5 years now. I keep looking away. Like, there's something that makes me uncomfortable with this mirror. Like, I think it's because, like, being vulnerable is not easy. This is not easy. Talking about the things that, like, make my blessed life a little uneasy, but these uneasy things, like, that's where you dig deep, where you get to know yourself and you find the answers, the true answers. Look at birds. Look, birdies. Hi, birdies. I just set up my feeders and I'm waiting for them to come. I think they're coming. Are you guys coming? Are you coming now? I love nature. Oh my god. I just lost my train of thought, but I'm really taking this moment now to just express myself genuinely, and I'm trying to as real as I possibly can. I find this difficult. I can express myself in other ways easier, like singing, like writing. I'm an amazing writer. I'm writing a book right now, trying to chronicle the events that shaped my reality into what it is right now, what caused this spiral downwards into my subconscious soul. And it is not just revolution. I'm hearing the word revolutionary, but it's also expansive, and it is all about receptivity and bringing you into these events it still will be like reading a quantum portal, but it will be like in this physical realm, because all time is this one moment. We're in the past, the future, and the present, and we can visit any of those places within our mind. And I've learned that so deeply over the last 4 years of being without friends. And I want to say, like, it's not that my friends just all left me. I mean, I feel like they did, but it's also because of what I did and what I, how do I put this? When I transformed, when I started seeing the world differently, they just faded away. And then my family still was there lurking, but I had to like cut them off. So like, not only did I not have any friends, but I had no family. That's what it felt like. It is what it was. They were not energetically aligned with my new reality. And I've tried and I held that olive branch out. I held that burning bush, that burning branch out, and it wasn't burning to me. That's the thing, is it was only slightly hot, but to them it was a fucking blaze. And yet for some reason they would still step through the blaze, but then when they would step through it, and I'd express myself and how my vision has changed and how I'm having all this understanding about the universe, and I'd explain the things that I've seen, and they refused to believe because they were stuck in this religious mindset. Their own fear held them back from understanding and being receptive to my experiences and my truth and knowledge and what I've learned. And that hurt. I'm not gonna lie, it really, really hurt. It hurts when the people you think are your family are not receptive to you. It's like I can do without people, friends, acquaintances, but like something, that deep wound, it's supposed to be this like healing place, but it's not. It's just karmic hell. It is karmic hell because I feel their pain, because as I've grown, I sense them more. And so the time came when I just had to say no more. And I had to do a ritual. I had to do and I just cut them off, and I'll never forget it. Like the Palo Santo, when I said no, the Palo Santo burned an eye. It was like a bubbling eye on top of it, because I had cut that energetic tie. And obviously I'm still feeling those ties, but I had to go back and I had to remove my energy from them. And I think that's what I've been doing on the path to this new moon coming up, this full moon coming in. I am working my way through memories, and I'm pulling it back. I mean, as far back as my childhood, the memories I don't remember, like I'm pulling it back into me. And I'm using all different forms of like bridges, like music, dreams. I'm actually able to just think of if I can remember the memory, I can think of it, and I can go in and I can reconstruct it and rewire that memory. That's how much training I've had on my own. When you've gone years without any contact with the outside world, just in your little bubble, this like bubble that I've made, and it just kind of it just became, that's what happens. It happens. And if you've done that, this is probably something you're experiencing. And now I'm trying to open the bubble again, and I'm trying to open people and welcome them. I don't know, open people. Why did I just say that? I guess I'm trying to say that I'm welcoming people into my life now. I want to be in a communion with people where I can be with them and enjoy life, but not be the backbone anymore. I am so tired of being the backbone, of being like the shoulder to lean on, but then no one wanting to lean on wanting their shoulder, I mean, you know what I'm saying, that their shoulder that I can cry on. Like, if I did lean on a shoulder in the past, was it real? I don't think it was. I can read people so well now that if I was to meet those friends again and have the same experiences, I'd probably walk away. I think that's why they're not my life anymore. It's not that there wasn't love, but it was a shared experience for that time in my life. And now we just don't match anymore. I don't think I could handle it. And I think that's also why making friends is hard, because I see how authentic somebody is. I can see who is speaking, them or their subconscious karma. You know what I mean? The habits they've learned, the things that they've ingrained into their being. Even if they're saying something, I'll know if they're not being true. I can just read it like a book. There is no cover. Even if they're putting a wall up, I can like slice through it. It's crazy. I don't know when that began, but it happened to me at some point along this journey. But yeah, this is the anyways, let's get a little lighter. I'm trying to break. Okay. This is the national forest behind me, and I'm very blessed and grateful that I was able to share myself a little bit right there. I know I didn't look at the camera a lot. I'm really trying to not have this perfection mindset, this way of being. I'm gonna get there. I'm getting there, where I can build a bridge between me and other people, so that they don't feel maybe that detachment from me. I know I come across sometimes as, I've got it together, you're a warrior, you can do this. And I've tried in other videos to come across as how I truly feel, but sometimes it's missing something. And my guides have been telling me that it's missing that that heart chakra placement, where I can like let people know that I have been hurting. You know, we're all hurting in some way. But yeah, it's not having anybody to talk to that can give me an outside opinion has been, all I have is myself in the end, and my boyfriend. And my boyfriend knows me so freaking well now that sometimes it's not enough. Like, it's not enough of an outlook so I can get a full, community. Everybody needs, it's human. You need community. You need people. He says he doesn't need anybody, but he's a generator on itself. He has the energy. He can go from like his gut. He has friends online. He talks to people all the time. And I'm just like, me. I'm over here like, me. Where's my people? Where are you? Where's my friends that I can have coffee with and I can go to a museum with and like all that jazz where we can just be girls or boys or in between or whatever you are. I don't care. Like, I just want your real heart. I want the real hearts. I want someone that can cry. I want someone who will like be like, yo, I've been going through this struggle and like I've been trying all this different techniques and I'm trying to rewire. I just want people to be real, like about their struggles, about what's happening, like what have you seen, what have you experienced, and then not be afraid. Because I'm not afraid anymore. I'm truly not afraid anymore to be real. Like I have trouble with letting my heart out with like these pains that I've had to dig into. It was like opening up graves. I was like digging in the ground, like grave after grave after grave, and it just kept getting deeper and deeper. And then it was like, am I digging into the graves of my ancestors? Like, this is truly, that is the correct analogy that just came through. I'm digging into the graves of my ancestors and digging up their crap that is now my crap. Wow. Yeah. Can't get any more straight than that. And within those graves, I found some dark secrets. And I kept having these things come to my mind, these thoughts and ideas. And I kept thinking, oh, it's just because, my family, the one in this current world, is just, we don't fit like a glove, or it's karmic, or blah, blah, blah. But what if that wasn't the case? Like, what if the secrets are so deep that on this journey of solitude, I actually uncovered real, true secrets within this life? And that's something I've been, letting just float around in my subconscious, wondering, I'll know when I need to know. If it's something that's actually true or has become manifest, because we have the power to create our reality. So what if I toiling on this and thinking about it and like percolating, I actually crafted my own reality where this could possibly be real. And that's definitely come to my mind, that this crazy hypothesis, this idea, this possible event could be true, that I created it, or it's always been true. And that's what the journey lately has been for me to find, is sanctuary within myself where I can let this come to the surface, because I'm aware from all angles. I can perceive different ways of creation now, and I'm just letting it sit. I'm letting my guides, my spirit team, my galactic team just chill and like let it come up if it's meant to be. If I'm meant to understand it and learn the truth that within the grave, and the grave is a metaphor, but then I'm meant to know. But something within me tells me this is real, and it doesn't matter if I created it or not. I've had a dream now about it, and it was such a different dream that I woke up and I told my boyfriend, I said, this thing that I've talked to you about, I had a dream about it, and I know that you can bring information in from your outside world and have a dream about it in your subconscious, but this dream was unlike other dreams. And it related to this idea that my family could possibly not be my family in the genetic sort, in the sense of and it's a deep, like a kind of taboo, actually. Like, why would you even go there if it's not in your reality already? Why would you dig that crazy hole of dark secrets? Like, what if I'm just making it up? Like, but yeah, the dream was very, it was colored differently. Everything in it felt like a memory. And I've never had a dream that felt like a memory before. I've had dreams that are very cosmic, very brightly colored, vivid. This one, all my dreams are vivid. Don't get me wrong. They're very vivid. But this felt like a memory. And in this memory, I was the child. And then I was the mother. And then I was the child as an adult. And I never saw the child except from like the side. I had mostly first person. There was a moment where I was a little outside of the child, the very beginning of the dream, before I stepped into the child. But it was what people would call taboo, because the child was part of some type of abduction situation. And oh man, it's hard to talk about. So let me just get this out. I had a dream. I'm just going to get it out into the universe because I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's something in my intuition is telling me I got to talk about this. I had a dream that I was a child, and this child was very wealthy, very, very prestigious. She was under 5 years old. She had a little brother that was with her. And in the beginning of the dream, the little brother had no shoes on, and they'd been walking and walking, trying to get home. And we came to like a gas station, and I was trying to get eyes. Like, I was little, like I was under 5. So like, how did I have any ability of even contacting anybody? I don't know, but I just seemed very, what's the word, adept or inept, or I was just very savvy. And I was trying to get in contact with my father, and he was very wealthy, very, in a sense couldn't be bothered, but he was also just very, time consumed. And we were having difficulty getting home. And at this point in the dream, the driver or a driver couldn't be found, or somebody, I could not for some reason get us home. And we ended up in this gas station, and my brother had no shoes on, and all of a sudden he was walking on glass. And I noticed he had no shoes on. I said, whoa, that's not good. And then there were these other people, and they were with us. One man was very, very almost strangly looking, very like underweight, maybe on drugs, or reminded me of like somebody on like on meth or on heroin. But he had the sense that he had once been a very good-looking man, very, very well-to-do, but he just seemed kind of like now, like very like tired down by the world, by life. And then my shift, once I saw him, changed into this woman, this mother figure. And the mother figure was being told by this man that she was the mother to this daughter, and that she was in charge of her, and that this was her child. Just being straight out. But she was combative and saying, I don't remember this child. I'm not a mother. How could you say this is my child? And he was trying to explain to her that she had been in an accident, had lost her memory or something, that, this is the truth, that, like, they had a child together. I think he was even suggesting, or, trying to say that he was the father-ish. But it felt nefarious. It felt dark, twisted, and just kind of just all confusing. And she was just like starting to believe it. She was almost being enchanted to believe that she had indeed had a head injury or something, could not remember this child. And then I was back in this like kind of dingy looking apartment. It was like, looked like a basement apartment, and I was still the mother. And that mother had somehow just given into this enchantment. But she was sitting down with this now woman that was with her. She also looked very, addicted to drugs, a very tweaky. Tweaky is the right word, tweaky. And this tweaky woman was saying, like, okay, now we got to fix up the situation. I don't know this is the part of the dream I can't remember now, but I, as the mother, was sitting down just kind of giving into the fact that now I was involved. Even though she didn't fully believe it, she was involved. And she asked, okay, so how do we go about this? Like, how are we going to pull this off? Like, I don't know why, but she had given into this enchantment. And now they were working together on to figure out how to make this a reality, where these kids would never go home to their true family. And now that she was going to be this mom, and the kids would have something to do with me. They were going to use some kind of information between the children, about why they disappeared. Was these communications between the children were going to be crafted like they just disappeared together, which is crazy. They're two wealthy, very young children. Why would they, at that age, even think to disappear together? It's just crazy. But in the dream, I had asked about it, and as a mother, and then the dream shifted to the child, the young girl. I don't know what happened to the young boy, but in the dream, I was the young child again. But now the young child had become an adult, and she was in college. And there was this feeling of confliction between the young woman, the child now, and her life. Like, she felt like she had always had money, but for some reason in her world now, she didn't have any money. And it was hard to get by, and people were judging her on it, but she was trying to keep up appearances about, like, I'm doing good, I don't need, it's that rich, always feeling like there's something in your life that's missing, but you're struggling to survive kind of thing. And it reminded me of myself. I mean, it wasn't the same college experience that I had, but it made me think about the correlation between my life growing up in pretty much like middle ground poverty, but the mindset associated with it, like the struggle my family went through with money. And my hand just went numb. Whew. And I woke up thinking to myself, like, my God, is this idea that I've thought about, is it possibly true? Was I abducted? Is this a true fact? And I'm getting shivers because I can't just say it out loud, but I also need to say it out loud because this is taboo. And yeah, I just need to get it out. I think I need to talk about it, be more real with my videos, my true self, and how powerful dreams. I think the point I'm getting to is that dreams are powerful, and whether or not this is a true situation, a true memory or not, or it happened maybe in a past life, or maybe it happened in another, maybe I'm having prophetic dreams about someone else's situation. That could be it too. I've definitely thought about that. I could be having dreams of a real life situation that's happened, that's outside of myself, because my psychic abilities have grown, especially in my dreams. But I'm being very open to it, and I'm staying grounded, and I'm asking my guides for support in gaining clarity with this. But I think the first step with me gaining clarity is actually being more open and vocal about what I have experienced. Yeah. I mean, I'm even getting a sense that maybe it was my mom's childhood, which is even crazier. I mean, is it crazy? I mean, they're both crazy. If it's my mom's childhood, then that means that her mom wasn't her mom. But she never had a brother growing up, so where'd the brother go? So that also plays a fact. Like, I had 2 brothers, but I have one brother who's closer in age to me. But the elder brother in my family is huge age gap. Like, I mean, massive age gap, like 10 years. Okay, guys? So it's either, I get the sense that either it's a prophetic dream about somebody else's life, it was my mother's childhood, or it was my childhood. One of those 3 things. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. And I'm glad I got this out because, I don't know, I think I just need to be heard. Even if it's just by one person out there. Like, I just need someone to know that, like, I've undergone this crazy quest, this labyrinth, this journey, and I'm just putting it out there into the matrix, the quantum field, you know. And I'm looking for friends. I'm looking for friendship. I'm looking for people of like mind who want to be friends and drink coffee and laugh and explore life together and journal and paint and be expressive. That's what I crave. I crave that beauty and that life. All right. All right. Okay. I'm done now. It's been a great video. Thanks for all who have listened. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for your shoulder. I'm grateful for the shoulder to lean on. I'm grateful that you are here and that you are alive and that you are open to hearing me out and listening. I'm just so grateful. I'm more grateful than you could ever even understand. But I definitely feel some people energetically right now. So I have a feeling that this is a video where I might actually meet some new people, meet some new minds, and I'm excited. All right. Love and light to you. Drashete motena. Desde.